Snow is supposed to erase things, footprints, sounds, mistakes. But that night, the snow didn't hide what followed me. It preserved it and made sure I could never forget what it did to my body. I've always been drawn to snowstorms. Not the cozy kind you watch from inside, but the heavy, aggressive ones that make the world feel abandoned. That night, the storm came out of nowhere. One minute I was scrolling on my phone. The next the sky was dumping thick snow like it had been holding it in all day. By the time I grabbed my keys, it was already sticking to the ground. I drove to the old service road near the woods. No houses, no lights, just a trail maintenance path locals stopped using years ago after someone went missing out there. They never found him. People said exposure got him. Others said animals. I parked anyway. The snow was falling hard now, the kind that eats sound. My boots sank deep with every step, and the beam of my flashlight felt weak against the darkness. I told myself I'd only walk 10 minutes. Just enough to feel it. That was my first mistake. After a while, I noticed something wrong with the silence. It wasn't peaceful. It felt intentional, like everything had stopped to listen. Even my breathing sounded too loud. I slowed down, scanning the trees, when I heard a noise behind me. A crunch. Not snow settling. A step. I stopped. It stopped. I turned around. Nothing. Just snow drifting down and my own footprints stretching behind me. I laughed nervously and kept walking. Faster now. Then I smelled something. Rot. Wet iron. Like blood that had been sitting too long. That's when I heard it breathing. Low. Ragged. Right behind me. I spun and screamed, and something slammed into me so hard my flashlight flew into the trees. I hit the ground face first, teeth smashing together, snow packing into my mouth. Pain exploded across my back as claws tore through my jacket, shredding skin. I felt flesh peel. I screamed as something bit into my shoulder, teeth grinding, tugging like it was trying to rip a chunk out of me. I thrashed, elbowing blindly, and felt bone crack beneath my arm. Whatever it was shrieked. A sound that wasn't human but wanted to be. It let go. I rolled onto my back and finally saw it. Stood hunched in the snow, twitching. Tall but wrong. Its arms were too long, dragging at the ground. Its legs bent backward at the knees. Its skin was pale and stretched tight over its body, split open in places where dark blood leaked out and steamed in the cold. His face made my stomach turn. Sunken eyes. A mouth torn wide into a permanent grin. Lips split and bleeding. Teeth jagged and broken like they'd been chewed down. Tilted its head at me, studying me. Then it smiled wider. It spoke. Still warm, it whispered. I tried to stand. My back screamed in pain, wet with blood. The thing lunged. I barely dodged as it tackled where I'd been, slamming into the snow hard enough to crack the ground beneath it. I ran. Branches sliced my face. My lungs burned. I could hear it behind me. Bones snapping, body slamming through trees, laughing in broken bursts. I slipped and fell down a small embankment, landing hard on my side. Something in my ribs popped. Before I could move, it was on me again. It pinned my legs and clawed at my chest, nails digging deep, peeling skin away. I felt blood pool under me, soaking the snow black. It lowered its face close to mine, breath hot and rancid. "Don't stop," it whispered. "They stop screaming when they stop." It bit into my neck. I felt teeth sink in. I felt warm blood spill down my chest. My vision blurred. I grabbed a rock and smashed it into the side of its head. Once, twice. The third time, something gave. It screamed and recoiled, clutching its head, dark fluid pouring from a split in its skull. I didn't wait. I staggered to my feet and ran until my legs gave out. I collapsed near the road. I woke up in a hospital bed. They told me hikers found me bleeding out in the snow. I needed stitches, dozens of them. Deep gouges, bite marks, claw wounds that didn't match any animal in their database. Police searched the area. They found only my footprints. No blood trail, no struggle, no second set of tracks. They asked if I'd been drinking, if I'd taken drugs, if I'd imagined it. I almost believed them, until a week later, when the storm scars faded, and the snow fell again. I was lying in bed when I heard it. Scratching. Slow. Deliberate. Coming from outside my window. Then a whisper. Soft and familiar. Still warm. I didn't look. I never look anymore. The storm hit faster than anyone expected. 1 minute the road was clear, the next it was white chaos. I was driving home from a late shift when my car lost traction and slid straight into a snowbank. The engine stalled. No signal. No traffic. Just snow pouring down so thick it felt like the sky was collapsing. I grabbed my coat and flashlight and decided to walk. There was a ranger station less than a mile away through the woods. At least that's what the sign said. The road would have taken longer, and I didn't want to sit in a dead car freezing to death. The woods swallowed sound instantly. My boots sank deep, each step a struggle. After a few minutes, my legs were burning and my fingers were numb. That's when I noticed the smell. Copper. Fresh blood. I stopped walking and swept my flashlight across the trees. The beam caught something dark smeared across the snow. Long streaks, like something had been dragged. My stomach tightened, but I told myself it was a deer. It had to be. Then I heard chewing. Wet. Aggressive. Close. I turned the light slowly, heart pounding, and saw it crouched over something in the snow. Whatever it was eating was unrecognizable. Just torn fabric and meat. The thing looked up when the light hit it. It stood on 2 legs. Its body was thin and twisted, ribs pushing through gray skin. Its arms hung too long, fingers ending in cracked, black nails. Its mouth was red, stretched wide as it smiled at me, chewing slowly like it wanted me to watch. I ran. I didn't think. I just ran. Branches ripped at my face as I crashed through the woods. Behind me it screamed, not angry, but excited. It sounded like laughter forced through a broken throat. I tripped, rolled down a slope, and slammed into a tree hard enough to knock the air out of me. Pain exploded in my leg. Before I could move, it landed on me. Its weight crushed my chest. Its hands grabbed my face, nails slicing into my cheeks. I screamed as it bit into my arm, teeth grinding, pulling until something tore. I felt warm blood spill into the snow beneath me. I punched it again and again, my hands slipping in blood. It snapped its jaws inches from my face, breathing hard, saliva dripping onto my skin. "You run good," it rasped. "Makes it better." I jammed my thumb into its eye. It shrieked and recoiled, clutching its face. I crawled backward, dragging my useless leg, and grabbed the flashlight. I swung it with everything I had. The beam cracked against its skull with a sickening sound. It dropped. I didn't wait to see if it stayed down. I dragged myself through the snow until I hit the road. Headlights appeared through the storm, and I collapsed, screaming for help. I woke up in a hospital. They told me a snowplow driver found me barely conscious, bleeding badly. I'd lost a lot of blood. My arm needed surgery. My leg was fractured. The doctors said the wounds looked like an animal attack, but none they'd ever seen. Police searched the woods. They found the remains I'd seen. But whatever attacked me, no tracks, no blood, nothing. A week later, I was discharged. That night, snow started falling again. I was lying in bed when I felt pressure on my injured leg, like fingers tightening. I gasped in pain and heard a familiar, broken whisper near my ear. "Still breathing," it said. I screamed. There was nothing there. But when morning came, there were bloody fingerprints on my bedsheet, and deep scratches on the floor leading to the door.